Sony isn't attending E3 2019. Like at all. It might seem like E3 has been going on forever already, but the show floor opens for the first time this morning. We won't see the PlayStation logo as we walk the show floor, and we didn't wait up for Sony's live stream because it never came. PlayStation isn't here. But that doesn't mean Sony is entirely skipping the huge marketing opportunity that sprouts around the E3 machine. After 24 years, the show has become a fixture of the gaming calendar. Each year in the early days of summer, the eyes of the entertainment industry turn to video games, and E3 is the place for games companies to generate hype. It would be nonsensical for any major gaming company to ignore the potential signal boost. Sony is doing E3, just not at E3. You probably noticed the company's annual Days of Play sale. It started last Friday, offering the usual discounts on software and hardware timed with the start of the show that Sony is skipping. But Sony's PR machine actually kicked into gear in April, when it released the first details on its next-gen PlayStation. We got a lot of information from that initial push, but Sony didn't stop there. We now know the new console will have an upgraded Zen 2 CPU and a Navi GPU with support for ray tracing. It'll have SSDs for storage, 3D audio, support for 8K, and, of course, a disk drive. We've even seen a little footage of Spider-Man running on the machine, complete with a demonstration of the system's ability to stream in the New York City skyline unimaginably fast. This drip feed of information has ensured that PlayStation 5 is on everyone's lips, even after Sony said the console won't be out until at least spring of next year. Sony's partners will definitely be talking about supporting the console at the show, helping the company stay in the spotlight. Sure, Microsoft's Project Scarlet announcement stole a little of the PlayStation thunder, but Sony's method will ensure it stays in the news for months to come. Third parties are doing a lot of Sony's legwork in general. Just a couple of weeks ago, Death Stranding grabbed headlines with a new trailer and a firm release date of November 8th. Very few games at E3 will come close to the hype surrounding Hideo Kojima's PlayStation exclusive, and it's set a high standard. Then there's the remake of perhaps the most important PlayStation exclusive ever, Final Fantasy VII. Square Enix slid into Sony's typical spot last night for its press conference, and it used E3 to announce a March 3rd, 2020 release date for the game, which is, you guessed it, a PlayStation exclusive. Square's other big title, Marvel's Avengers, isn't an exclusive, but it'll most definitely sell best on PlayStation because there are literally double the number of PlayStation 4s in the world than Xbox Ones right now. And that's the thing. Every big cross-platform title announced or detailed, including some on the Xbox stage 2 nights ago, is free marketing for Sony. Cyberpunk 2077? On PlayStation 4. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order? On PlayStation 4. The Outer Worlds, which is being developed by Obsidian Entertainment, a studio that Microsoft owns, on PlayStation 4. Sony has also used its E3 absence to debut State of Play, its take on the direct-to-gamers format. With this move, Sony joins Microsoft and Nintendo in regularly connecting with fans online. And taken together, all State of Play episodes in a year will essentially add up to one big E3 press conference. So between the game sales, the PlayStation 5 hype, the regular streams, and the countless partner announcements, does it really matter that Sony's not at E3 2019? Look at it this way. Sony just doesn't have a lot to show this year. The PS5 is at least a year away, and its studios are heads down on new projects. Just because a company can present at E3 doesn't necessarily mean it should. Besides, the industry is moving toward a more inclusive future, one where platforms don't matter. With streaming, games will simply launch. They'll work on every device, from phones to PCs, no matter how many teraflops they can crunch. In this ecosystem, it makes sense to let other companies do the work for you every once in a while. By attending without any huge new games to announce, Sony risked underwhelming. They certainly didn't win, but if you don't play the game, you can't lose. You can be sure Sony will return next year with a shiny new console and a ton of games to sell, ready to try its best to win E3. Like 2019 never happened.